let's just, great. So without further ado, I'm going to be calling up Mr. Dan Anderson to come on stage so he can welcome everyone. And I know we can't hear anyone else, but, I'm sure we can all see you on the video. So please give a big wave for Mr. Dan Anderson himself. And now, Mr. Dan Anderson, I'm going to call you at the front to speak. Let me just find your name.
Oh,
Welcome,
there we go.
Dan Anderson.
Thank you very much, Ash. And is Charlie with you as well today?
Charlie's not with me, but she should be joining this call very shortly.
Okay, very cool. So listen, it's a pleasure to be here.
Your camera on? I don't think.
Do I have to do that? Okay, this is my first time on this platform, as you know.
No.
There we go.
Brilliant.
How about that?
Yes, now
there we
are.
So, good evening, Africa. It's a great pleasure for me to come on this call because we've been seeing what you guys have been doing. Now, I don't kind of know what you know about me or what you don't know about me, but how shall I say, I know Africa well. I know that probably on this call, Ash, you might agree or confirm, but we got 70 people and probably 50, 60 of them are from South Africa.
Yeah.
But we also have people from Ghana, Nigeria.
Yep. We've got many other countries as well, like Lesotho, Swaziland. We've got Uganda, Kenya. I believe Tanzania is involved as well. So we've got
really?
Countries, yeah.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic. I don't know. I mean, if I spend half an hour with you this evening here, something like that, let me just say I'm very, very pleased to be on this call because I've got a thing about Africa. I've been very, very aware of Africa for a long time. I was a vice president in a company, a network marketing company called TMs, and we were building in London and in the UK, and I was responsible for that. Then I became responsible for the European region. Part of that was astonishingly a kind of my experience of the African people was so positive, and I kind of have this massive, on the one hand, a personal soft spot for Africa, but I also know the power of the African continent, and I kind of know, and I've been saying for years, watch out, Africa is coming. We see economic development, and in the West, this is almost a historical thing. Then we see Asia coming, we see China coming, we see South Asia coming, we see the Middle East coming, and I've been saying for years, wait and watch out, because when Africa comes, it's going to be the most amazing thing. Now, I was working in this business, and we had a massive community from Nigeria and from Ghana, also Tanzania and a few places. But at that time, not so much from South Africa. So I'm very, very pleased to be making your acquaintance as well. But on the personal angle that I have is that I know how generous and open-spirited and open-hearted the African communities are, because despite all the challenges and all the difficulties that sometimes people and countries have, you are still so generous of spirit. My wife, and this is going back almost 10 years, my wife was in hospital. She was quite poorly. In fact, this was just when she and I had our first baby. She was literally hanging between life and death for a bit. And I was in this hospital. I was there looking after my wife, doing the best I could. I'm a man. I'm a bit useless. But in walks one of our, I think he was Nigerian members or distributors, and he says, I heard about your wife because my wife works in the hospital. And he said, look, I don't know what your religion is, but would you mind if I prayed for your wife? And I said, fine, no problem. It was quite upsetting. And I was so touched because he went down on his knees in the hospital room where my wife was and actually prayed for her there and then. And there was something about this experience that just told me, we need to do business in Africa because this is a good nation with good people. And of course, I know how powerful you are in terms of networking, in terms of our business. So I'm just very, very pleased to see what Charlie and Ash and his other leaders have kind of started. But of course, you guys are the ones who've done all the work and are making it happen. I kind of get WhatsApp messages from Charlie or Ash. It seems pretty much every day now with, here's the meeting in Durban, and here's the meeting in Cape Town, and here's the meeting in here. And I kind of see these standing room only meetings with people standing outside waiting to get into the room. And I know that when you have momentum like that, it doesn't happen by accident. So I've been very, very keen to sort of come on board and sort of say hi to you and kind of acknowledge your efforts and acknowledge the hard work that you do and make sure, as the CEO of the company, I know. Now, I don't know what you know about me, and I know that network marketing is also kind of rumor marketing, and people talk to each other and people kind of spread stuff. The thing about me is I joined direct selling. I joined network marketing in 1989. So this is obviously 30 years ago now, and I have been connected and in this industry for over 30 years. And like most people, I started as a distributor. I started as a member, the same as you, building my business. And what was part of that story was, in my first network, I had some success, but sort of no great shakes. In my second network, I built 45,000 people, and it kind of changed my life. I joined the industry as a great big love affair. I saw what the network can do for people, and my hot button was, if I can work with people, I can have an international business, I'll be successful to the extent that my people are successful. I just saw this as a whole series of wins or win-win-wins, and I just loved it from day one, and obviously worked really hard, but what I know then is I know how tough it is. I know that you have to face the rejection, you have to speak to people who are very skeptical and cynical. Sometimes they're your family, sometimes that's your wife or your husband, and I know how hard it is. And because you're on a commission-only deal, some weeks you make money and some weeks not so much. And it's kind of part of the thing until you build your network. So I share all that with you because I know what it's like on your side of the table. I know what it's like on your side of the fence. So when I see achievements like I'm seeing now in Africa, I just know what you've had to go through. And if it's been really easy for you with Leo, that means that you've paid the price somewhere else. It means that you've already been through the wash cycle of direct selling, and maybe in another company, maybe in another 2 companies, maybe in another 10 companies. Maybe you've gone through loads of network marketing companies that have been less than totally glorious. I think that there's a universal experience that you get involved in a company, and what they do is they move the goalposts. And I know that experience as well. I built up an organization of 45,000 people. I was, 34, 35 years old, much younger than I am today. And I thought that the income would last forever. And I kind of lived accordingly. So I was a networker. I had a great big car, a German sports car. I thought it was very, very cool to have the number plate Dan 007. And every month, even at the income I was on, I typically ran out of month before I ran out of money. So I know that side as well. And then the company, what did they do? They changed the plan. So I had a telephone number income. It was absolutely fantastic. My life was cool. I had to, I'm a very happily married man today, but then I was enjoying beating women off with a stick. And it was fantastic until they called me in for a meeting on a Friday, I think it was, and I met this country manager from one of the countries where I had business, and he said, I got good news and I got bad news. And he said, the good news is that the company is committed to the long term. The good news is that we're going to improve things so that we can make sure that the company is solid and the business is solid, blah, 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 blah. The bad news is that we're changing the plan. And so they changed the plan. It was a breakaway plan. You had to have 1, 2, 3 legs. I had a perfect structure with 3 legs. And they said, to be fully qualified for your check, you'll have to have 4 legs. And I said, fine, I can build the 4th leg. When is this going live? Oh, on Monday. So my income went from here to here overnight. And I thought, this is really a bit brutal, and I was not happy about it. I rebuilt my business, because when you have 3 legs and 3 power legs going on, you kind of get sucked into the business. You don't have time because you have to look after the existing people because you made a commitment. But nevertheless, I was quite talented. I was hardworking. I built a 4th leg. Fantastic, happy days. I'm back. My income is up again. What do? They change the plan again. Now you need 5 legs. So I realized, from the perspective of being a leader, from the perspective of being a networker, that if you're with the wrong company, they own everything. They own the plan, they own the distributor support, they own the products, they can change incentives, they can do anything they like, and you have the goodwill of your network, maybe, but they own everything else. So I thought, not sure if I enjoy this. And so what I did was I became a management consultant, and I became a training consultant. And I worked for companies like DHL and Philips and different banks in the UK as a trainer, a training consultant. And it was very successful. I was earning, again, a lot of money per day. But I kind of missed direct selling. But what was cool about the story was everything that I learned in direct selling was what I trained these managers and senior executives. So network marketing literally changed my life, because in 1989, when I joined the industry, I had a carpentry business. So I employed 15 carpenters. So I've basically come full circle, because I'm bearded again, because in those days I had a huge beard. I don't know. I had a beard a little bit. If you look at Ash's face on the computer, and he's kind of got a bit of a straggly beard here. But if you turn his face upside down, that's the beard that I had when I was a carpenter. And I got into the industry, I got into network marketing, and it turned me into a training consultant for Fortune 500 companies. So I know that the real value of direct selling is what it does for the people, from what they learn and how they develop their leadership skills, how they develop their presentation skills, how they develop their communication skills, how they learn self-motivation. All of this good stuff is what I'm passionate about. The long and short of it was that I started a corporate career in direct selling, and eventually, having had 2 or 3 battles with self-interest from shareholders, with different politics and things, I came to this point where the only option was to start my own company, and that became the birth of Leo, and that was in 2012. So today we are a company that's now in our 7th year, coming up for our 7th year, and very, very proud with what we've achieved. And the reason I tell you that story to share with you is I think it's important for you to understand who we are. The 5 values that we created, the most important one is that the members are the heart of our business. So for you who are new to Leo today, there's 70 people on the call, and many of you are leaders in your own right, and you've gone through different experiences. You know what I'm talking about when I tell you about companies that move the goalposts. You know what I'm talking about when people change the plans. You know what I'm talking about in terms of the heartache when a company crashes. Some of you have been built with blood, sweat, and tears a network, only to have the company let you down. Now, I'm not saying that Leo is a perfect company, but I am saying that we're an honest company with good intentions. And we have stories. In fact, Ash and Charlie, it was one of those stories where they build something with us, life changes, or they're focusing on different entrepreneurship ventures. Charlie and Ash built up a restaurant and we're very successful with that. And then after X period of time, they come back because their network is still there, their business is still there, the company hasn't moved the goalposts and kind of cut them out. So we have a genuine long-term philosophy that we want to build a real business. And that comes from my personal experience in that I know how tough this is. The commitment that you make to a person from the corporate perspective is that you need to take time to build your network and to build your business. It's going to take, no matter how superhuman you are, and I know that we have some record-breaking stories coming out of Africa at the moment where people go to executive in record time and go to senior associate in record time, and I understand that we're not that far away from the first African director, which is phenomenal. I've never really seen anything like it. But for most people in the network, it takes time to build. So therefore, the commitment the company has to make is we will be there a year from now. We will be there 3 years from now. We will be there 5 years from now to give you time to build your networks and time for you to enjoy the benefit of that. And that's kind of the philosophy that I have here, because I know which side the bread is battered on. If you guys don't get success, we don't get success. So therefore, Leo has this philosophy that let's see what we can do here together, genuinely, because without the field, we can't be successful. Without an honest professional company, it's harder for you to be successful, because everyone thinks that it's very easy to build a network. Everyone thinks it's very easy to build a network marketing company, and both things are probably the toughest thing ever do. Leo's story now is phenomenal, but the world economy is moving at a faster rate. The world business models are moving at a faster and faster rate. So the business of Leo has in its DNA this innovation where we constantly do new things. Our core business, like it or not, is e-learning, education, live seminars, all of that. And our umbrella is entrepreneurship trainings. If we're teaching and training entrepreneurship, we have to demonstrate entrepreneurship. So therefore, when we started, we were just pure education and training. Then we added different projects too. And it was only really when the ownership of learn, earn, own, the own was the thing that got our business to really move. Everyone liked the education. Everyone liked the compensation plan. We have an insanely genuine and generous compensation plan. We pay out every week 58%, 60% of BP. If you look at companies like some of the giants in the industry, companies whose name begin with A, they pay out 20%, 28%. Our payout compared to Avon or Amway is like double. So we have a very honest and very straightforward plan, but we also manage it so we don't pay out too much. We control the payout, we control the binary, we make sure that the plan doesn't run away with us, because if the company can't sustain itself, then we won't be in business for that long. We all have to be in this together. You get paid for the hard work that you do, and we get paid for hard work as well as intelligent work. And that's kind of the aspiration. So if you look at Leo as a whole now, we have some 11 offices around the world. We have 120 members of staff in different corners of the world. We have weekly sales from 50, 60, sometimes 70 countries. We're just about to go into this. I don't know, 2019 is going to be an interesting year, because 2018 was strong and good, but it was a challenging year as well. You guys are coming in here new, and you don't have any legacy issues. You just have the excitement of being part of a very, very dynamic thing. When Leo Coin 3 comes, you will have a very, very good moment, because we are then sort of storming into the global digital currency stage. We are not a short-term operator who just launched another blockchain. In fact, most of the scams don't even launch a blockchain. They just have a back office coin. We are engaged, as you know, from this week with the Houses of Parliament. We're engaged with the regulators in the UK. We are doing the Secretariat, providing the kind of the clerical services, if you like, for the all-party parliamentary group on digital currencies. So we're not sort of doing a hanky-panky, but we're trying to build a genuine digital currency on the back of our direct selling business. Our gamble, our bet, is that this is about building a community. It's not about the technology, digital currency, Bitcoin. It's not about the technology. It's about a community that teaches, shares, recruits, builds the passion for this. So some of the things that our Chinese members do is they educate people on how to use the wallet. You guys, new to our business, you must start, if you haven't already, you must start doing the trainings on how to use the LeoCoin wallet. You have to do the trainings on what is digital currencies and cryptocurrencies, because the education is the thing that's going to be the tipping point thing that gets us up to a world-dominating cryptocurrency. It's not the technology. The technology is cool, the technology is sexy, but it's about building the community. Because what do we know in direct selling? We know how to recruit people, we know how to motivate them, we know how to train them. What do you need to build a digital currency? You need to recruit people, you need to motivate them, you need to train them. The aunts and the uncles is where we win the war by getting it onto their mobile phones so they can start to use LeoCoin. And the bigger, see people say, Dan, can't you just make the price of LeoCoin go up? Well, it's traded on open exchanges. We haven't got a magic button in the back office where we can just increase price now. It doesn't work like that. But the price of LeoCoin will go up in direct proportion to the size of the economy. The size of the LeoCoin economy is directly related to the size of the community. And then there's a magic tipping point that happens and things just go boom. And I think that's happening for us now in 2019. Having said that, as a company, we also recognize that the digital currency marketplace is tough at the moment. Going back 12 months, the price of a Bitcoin was kind of at $20,000 or was just coming down from there. Today, $3,000, $3,500. So that means that the marketplace has lost 3/4, 80% of its value because all the altcoins go with it. In that marketplace, LeoCoin, while not intergalactic in size, has held stable, which is a phenomenal story in itself. We're also launching some things that will be very interesting, I think, for the African markets. We're going back to some of our roots, and we've got a kind of a secret project that we were going to be launching, that we're doing test marketing on now, and we're trialing out in a couple of markets. And when we launch this on a global level, it'll be something to behold. So again, as the CEO, speaking to you as the leaders for the very first time, I wanted to introduce myself. I wanted to sort of say hi. I wanted to share with you a little bit where I come from and who I am. I'm kind of blessed in so many ways because direct selling is, I don't know, I have this love affair with direct selling because of what it can do for the people. It's a way for ordinary people to get extraordinary results. If you again look at Charlie and Ash, I met them when they were in their early 20s. They'd been through their own story and their own history of dealing with companies that were kind of less than totally satisfying to them, if I put it like that. And is that fair, Ash? And they came to Leo to sort of scout us out to see if is it real? Do they really have a UK office? Are they really involved in something that we can get involved in? And they went through their story. One of the things that the network marketing has done for me is it's given me the blessing of seeing the industry change the lives of young people or old people, of males, of females. It doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter who you are. It matters what you do. And if you do the right things, and if you apply yourselves in the right way, you will get this duplication moving, you will get this momentum moving, and you will build a business that you cannot control. In the same way that Charlie and Ash has a totally global business now, so will you. The connections that you make on your local street takes you into your local city, takes you into your country, takes you out of your country to your continent, takes you all over the world in a way that has never been available to our ancestors. This is a new time for human beings. So my vision for Leo was to build a multicultural global business from day one. And it's been a remarkable journey, because what I've discovered is that people, and I knew this anyway, but people want to work together. People want to kind of be more than the sum of the parts. There's kind of, I don't want to get into politics, but there's people that build walls between people, and I think Leo and direct selling, certainly our business and our philosophy, is something that builds bridges between people. And so when I've spent time with people in Pakistan, they have a terrible negative marketing campaign out in the world, and people don't understand. But when I meet the people, they're the same as everywhere else. When people have prejudices, when they meet other people, they say people are people. We're joined by our humanity, and the differences between people is much less important than the similarities. People, no matter where they come from, where they are in the world, no matter what their background, they want to work positively with people. They want to be successful. They want to provide for themselves and for their families. They want to be in a win-win. They want to do good work. And this is what I see everywhere in the world. So Leo has that chance through the hard work of our network, through the duplication, through the online platform. We have a chance to be one of the largest collectors of people, one of the largest nations of the world, if you like, if we build an honest business. If we build a dishonest business, don't be surprised if it doesn't last very long. One of the reasons why we're here still after 7 years is not because we haven't had challenges. We've had masses of challenges. We've had to fight sometimes every day, sometimes every week, sometimes every month. We've had to fight many, many battles. But it's almost like we have a goodwill from the universe. We get lucky breaks because I think that we're trying to build a good business. I don't want to talk about religion. That's not what this is about. But what I notice is that if you try to do good business, if you try not to be evil, then the universe supports you. And in our case, we're here for 7 years, and in 7 years we've seen so many scams come and go. In 7 years, we've seen fortunes being made in scams that are then lost overnight, or the participants are getting jailed. Some of the companies that I know some of you have been in, it's not a happy place to be a big leader there, because the authorities go for people running scams. We've never done that. We've always had a transparent business with real value and no kind of hanky-panky games. We don't talk about impending splits, and we don't talk about this to try to lash people. We try to build a long-term relationship from people day one. So if you're now building in your country a new business, the work that you do is really important, because you set the direction for the future. We're the company, we're in control of the platform, we're in control of where the business model moves. You're in control of where your local market moves. If you have people in your business that is hyping investment, if you have people in your country that is selling an investment platform and trying to take as much money from people as possible, you will be setting yourself up for failure from the start. Now, I know, speaking to Charlie and Ash, that we seem to have great culture and great integrity in the business that's coming through, but don't let people take your business off track down this investment path, because it doesn't last. It never lasts. Every company that tries to do that ends up having a collapse, and you don't want to build this over and over and over again. I'm hoping that you're joining Leo, because this is, with a bit of luck and God's help, your last network marketing company. For me, it's my last network marketing company. I'm not doing this again because I don't have to. Because if we do this in the right way, we will have a real business that will stand the test of time. Everything contains the seeds of its own destruction. If you go for the quick buck and cut that corner and move people in the wrong way, then it comes and bites you later. One of the things that people tell me for 30 years in direct selling, fake it until you make it. Don't do that. If you fake it, the people that you fake to, they discover after 1, 2, 3 months that you faked it. What else are you faking? Don't lie to your new prospect, your new distributor. Tell the truth, because he will eventually discover what the truth is anyway. And then he discovers, oh, Charlie lied about that. What else has Charlie lied about? Then everything contains, in that sense, the seeds of its own destruction. Don't overpromise. Tell it like it is. I tell people, building a Leo business will be the hardest thing you do in your life. It'll be the most worthwhile because we're an honest company. But it won't be an easy thing, and it's not a get-rich-quick scheme unless you've paid the price somewhere else. If you've already got 10 years experience of this industry, of course you're going to move faster than someone who's brand new today. But then don't pretend that you're brand new today. Say, no, I've got 10 years experience. That's why my business is moving faster. Yours will move slower than mine. And people will then respect you. People will then say, this is an honest company. This is an honest person. And your reputation in direct selling is everything. Your reputation in direct selling as a company is everything. One of the reasons why many of you joined us, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you heard that Leo was a good company that had been here for 6 years. You heard that Leo was a good company that was transparent, that we don't do hanky-panky, we don't have programs that run under the table, we don't have backhanded deals going on. That's the thing that will give you a long-term chance in direct selling. Now, Andy Hansen is planning to come over to South Africa and do a live seminar training. I think that's in March. I will come over to do an African tour as soon as my wife lets me. And I'm very, very enthusiastic about seeing what Africa can do, both for the Leo business, of course, but also for the global economy. We've already done lots of different work in Africa in terms of a charitable context. One of the things that I want to do is see what we can do in terms of kind of a fundraising product to do with social enterprise. Social entrepreneurism is a big thing now, social entrepreneurship. If we can create a business model where we can raise funds and money for charitable causes, and the thing that I burn for is what we already done in Nepal, where we created a school that is just transforming the lives of 2 communities. I'd love to do that in some needy places in Africa, because a functional democracy relies on literacy. Functional entrepreneurship relies on being able to read and write. You have to join the 21st century in terms of education before you can progress. So that's why our business philosophy is learn, earn, own. You've got to learn first. And if we can make a contribution to your country, to your community through a social entrepreneurship program that you can make money on, that's kind of a cool idea. That is currently something that I'm working on very, very strongly. Once you've done the first bit of learning, then you can earn, then you can make money. And once you get through that cycle, that's when you can start to participate in ownership programs. We are going to do some things that will make your head spin, where we can offer you opportunities in terms of our ownership platform that was kind of there before Africa. Before you joined the Leo business, you kind of joined during the digital currency era. That's carrying on. I want to get into something that has some legs in terms of entrepreneurship and ownership, in terms of some other concepts. But I'll keep that now to not take you off track or anything. So the future with Leo will always be new things, because if the creativity moves through an organization, then it can do new things and explore new opportunities. That's what we've been blessed with so far and able to do. So these are kind of the thoughts that I wanted to share with you. I've been kind of going on for 40 minutes here now, and you know that networkers can talk. Well, I can talk the same as everyone else. But it's a great pleasure and honor for me to be speaking to you as African leaders for the very first time. And I look forward to supporting you and helping you and celebrating your success both tomorrow and in the future. And I'll hand the microphone back to Ash.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Dan Anderson. Incredible, message across to everyone. I mean, I'm sure every single one of everyone took something away today to help grow their business. And a lot of people have been waiting a long time to see you. I've actually got a lot of people on this call. I like the fact that you mentioned TNs, because there's a whole team here that joined after seeing your face from TNs.
Oh, really?
There's a big team from TNs here as well. Yeah. So it's incredible. And I can't thank you enough for coming on this call. I'm sure everyone feels the same. And I think it's now time for everyone to now build. You've seen Dan Anderson, you've seen the vision behind the company, and that's the main thing now. The fact that we have a long-term company here to build. Every single one of us now needs to go out there and achieve our dreams. So it's all about hard work, and as you heard from Dan Anderson, it isn't going to be an easy journey, but it will certainly be worth it. So I thank you so much, Mr. Dan Anderson, and hopefully we will hear from you again very, very soon, and hopefully
I love that.
The African tour will be coming up soon as well, hopefully. So thank you.
Speak to my wife. I'll speak to my wife.
Speak to your wife. So that's all for today, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic 40 minutes on this call. I know a lot of people have been waiting a long time for this, but now's the time for us to go ahead and run with this vision that we've seen today. So that is all for today, guys. Let's now start planning our following week and see what we can put together. So thank you all, and I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you all for being here.